Hi, good afternoon students. Today I am again with a new video, and this video is all about subtopic 1 of chapter 1 in history for the students of standard 10. So see, the topic that I am going to discuss today is the French Revolution and the idea of the nation. The French Revolution See, in my previous video, I have already discussed that how the outcome of the French Revolution, that is freedom, liberty and equality, was discussed, and the abstract term, that is liberty, and the abstract term, that is liberty, assumed the shape of a person. Okay, means the liberty word was personified. It took the shape of a female figure with torch of enlightenment in one hand and the charter of rights of men and citizens in France on the other hand. Okay, and we have also discussed that how the nationals of different countries were forming a train or a queue, and few countries were marching past the Statue of Liberty while some were behind the Statue of Liberty. So these were only to signify the period of time when they achieved their goals. And what were their goals? Their goals were to get rid of the tyranny or from despotism. They wanted to establish a state where people had maximum rights. The revolutionaries wanted to build such a state where each one of them would have equal political, economic as well as social rights. There should not have any kind of discrimination. Okay, so that is why this revolution took place. The nation which was able to get rid of such kind of despotism was shown by Frederick Choriot in his painting, that they have just marched past the Statue of Liberty, while the nation which was still struggling to get its freedom were shown behind the Statue of Liberty. So this Statue of Liberty was used as a milestone, okay, that which countries have just passed and which are yet to cross. So I am not going to discuss more about what we have discussed already. Okay, so moving forward, our new topic, that is the French Revolution and the idea of the nation. What does this tell us? Means French Revolution took place to build a nation. French Revolution took place in order to build a nation. What does it mean? That before 1789 there was no such nation. Means France could not be treated as a nation. It was only the year 1789. After that, the France could be treated as a nation. So see, what makes a nation? The definition of a nation changed. The definition of the nation changed from what it was before 1789 and what it became after the French Revolution. Okay, so see, before 1789, before 1789, France could be called as territorial state, and after 1789, France was to be called as a nation state. So see why this kind of distinction is made in the very first paragraph of this topic. There has been the use of two words. One is territorial state and the other one is nation state. So our discussion for the very first topic of the topic 1 is going to revolve around making you people understand the meaning of the difference between territorial state and a nation state. See, before 1789, the kind of state or the rule that was prevailing over a fixed territory or a fixed area of land was to be called as territorial state. But after 1789, the definition of the state changed and it became nation state. So see what has actually happened. The rule that was taking place on a specific area was called territorial state because common people had no rights. They were ruled as it was to be ruled by the monarch and the feudal system and also by the clergy. Since common people had no any rights, they were only treated as slaves, serfdoms and workers. The life of the common people was not better than any animal. That is why the rule before 1789 was to be called a rule over a territory and not on the people, because common people had no any right, because common people had no any kind of political, social and economic right. That is why the rule was basically over a territory which was to be ploughed by some persons, and whatever may be the production from that a piece of land was to be given to the feudal lords as a tax. Okay, there was no any kind of judicial system that even a person could expect some kind of justice from these feudal lords. They had no interest over the life of the common people. Okay, so since the owner of the territories were privileged class since their childhood and others were treated as commoners, so there was importance of the territory, how much territory one possesses, who is the owner. So importance was only to the territory and not to the people. Importance was not given to the people, importance was given only to the territories. That is why this was the period before 1789 could be called as territorial state. Since 90% of the people were dependent on cultivation, they were peasants by occupation, but they don't possess land, but they don't possess their own land. The lands that they were cultivating were belonged to either feudal lords or clergymen. Only 20%, we can say that 20% of the population had their own land, and that too very small piece of land that was insufficient to fulfill their requirements. Okay, so a revolution took place in the year 1789 to fulfill the demands of the general people, and this was carried out by the educated middle class of the society, who dreamed that they must be treated as human beings and not just as animals. So be able to be treated as human beings, they must be empowered. They must be armed with certain kinds of natural rights or basic rights. And these rights were what? Freedom, liberty and equality. Equality means what? Each of the citizens of a territory should be treated as equally. There should not be any kind of preferential treatment for anyone on the basis of birth or rank. In the class 9 only, you people have studied about social contract theory, that the respect in the society should be given on the basis of merit and not on the basis of the birth of a person, that he is born from that royal society, or he is a son of the feudal lord, or he is a son of the clergy. Everyone should be equal before the eye of the laws, or we can say that everyone should be equal before the law. So this inequality for which the revolution took place, and after this revolution emphasis was given so that collective identity of the people could be built, not based on the caste, sex, religion or dialects. Dialects means regional language. Okay, so in this topic we will study about the matters that are related with the nation building. Okay, so see, what makes nation state? It is the feeling of common belongingness. Nation state is a state where the people, whether it be poor sections of the society or richer sections of the society, they should not feel themselves aloof from the society. Okay, so under nation state, a feeling of belongingness and brotherhood and the feeling of brotherhood among the citizens must prevail. I have already explained the meaning of nationalism. Nationalism means what? Getting united against a common cause. Means when most of the citizens of a nation are suffering from the same kind of problem and they are standing together to erase or to eradicate such kind of problem, then the feeling of common belongingness or the feeling of brotherhood develops in their heart. Okay, so after 1789 most of the European nations were focusing on these concepts, that how to develop a nation state. So in order to develop a nation state, it was necessary to develop a common sense of belongingness, common identity and collective identity. When we say Indians, then Indian does not mean that you are belonging from which caste or you are belonging from which religion. The word Indian gives common identity to all the citizens of India. Similarly, in a nation state, every step was taken in order to build a common identity, collective identity for its citizens, and for inculcating such ideas. Various steps were taken, and these steps were La Patrie, Les Citoyens means the citizens, La Patrie, the fatherland, See how common identity or collective identity was to be inculcated in all the citizens of a nation. For that purpose, the words like La Patrie was used and Les Citoyens. La Patrie means the fatherland. Their territory is henceforth to be called as La Patrie, means the fatherland. Les Citoyens means the citizens who are residing in a specific area or territory was to be called as Les Citoyens, means the citizens. And apart from this, dialects was discouraged and the use of standard French that was spoken and written in Paris were promoted, so that people may not feel themselves discriminated on the basis of language. Their language must be common. That is why French that was spoken and written in Paris was promoted, and regional dialects, or we can say that regional languages, just like our Bhojpuri, Tamil, Telugu, Bengalis, these are what? Dialects, and these must be discouraged, and instead the French, as it was spoken in Paris and written in Paris, was to be encouraged, so as to develop a common sense of belongingness and commonality among the citizens, that they are all equal in terms of religion as well as in terms of language also. Okay, that is why, so these were the steps that was taken to develop a sense of collective identity. And when different kinds of citizens or people having different parental background, different racial background and different religions when they come together in a territory, yet they are united. Despite they are all dissimilar on the basis of races, languages, but they are united, they stand united for their fatherland. Then that territory can be called as nation state, where people are given more importance, where its citizens are given more importance than its territories, and there is equality in all terms, whether it be political rights or be social rights or be political rights and economic rights also. When equality is practiced for all of them, then the state can be called as a nation state. Apart from this, to develop the sense of collective identity, a national flag was chosen. A national tri-colored flag was adopted. So all the citizens would pay respect to only one flag, and that would be common for all the French people. So a new flag was adopted. Hymns were created. In India also, we can see national anthem as well as national song. These are what? Common to all the citizens of India. Okay? Just like hymns were created in France also. See, all these ideas, or we can say that Indian freedom fighters were greatly inspired from the French and Russian Revolution. Okay? So, see, hymns were created, and on the basis of this only, these incidents only, in India also we see national anthem as well as national songs, flag. Okay? So our freedom fighters were greatly inspired from the French as well as Russian Revolution. So see, a national flag was chosen, a national flag that was tricolor was chosen. Hymns were created, oaths were taken, martyrs means those who were killed in the battle, in the revolutionary battle, were commemorated. Okay? Martyrs were commemorated. Means they were given official respect, or we can say that they were publicly given respect. All of them paid homage or respect publicly to the martyrs of the French Revolution. Just as we commemorate our freedom fighters like Mahatma Gandhi, Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, in the same way, martyrs were being commemorated in order to develop a common sense of belongingness or brotherhood. Means they all have common past. Okay, they all have common past, as well as to develop collective identity. That, and no one is separate from this kind of events. Okay, so all must take active participation in these kinds of programs in order to feel common, or they stand united. Okay, so see, martyrs were commemorated, and apart from these, we have already seen that States General were elected and henceforth to be called as National Assembly. When the States Generals from third state walked out of the State Assembly, that was to be held under Louis XVI. Then the States General from the third state gathered in the hall of the tennis court, indoor tennis court. Okay, and there they announced themselves as National Assembly. So, States General were elected once again, and a centralized administrative system were launched. And we have seen that king was made constitutional head of the state, and it was the transfer of sovereignty. And these incidents were changes in the political as well as constitutional arena. And the result of these political and constitutional changes was that, see, let me explain political and constitutional changes. Political and constitutional. Political changes was what? National Assembly was made, and people were given voting rights. And earlier, or we can say that at first, only the citizens who could pay at least 3 days wage were given voting rights, and in turn these voters would elect their electors, and electors were given the right to elect the representatives in the National Assembly. So political rights means voting rights that was given. Although we all know that initially these voting rights were given, that was full of discrimination, means women and the citizens below 25 years age as well as non-property were kept aloof from the electoral procedures. And what was constitutional changes? Constitutional changes was that the France would henceforth not be ruled by hereditary or monarchical king. So an elected executive was made the head of the government, and king, or we can say monarchy, was turned into just a constitutional monarch. Means he had only to give his assent whatever was passed in the legislative councils, and or we can say that whatever was the decisions of the legislative council, that was to be forced by the monarch. That was only to be forced by the monarchs, and monarchs had nothing to deny. Anyhow, he has to give his approval on the decisions of the legislative council. So a constitutional monarch is what? A ruler that is limited in his power, and that he has to run according to the aid and advice of the executives only. The king cannot become supreme authority from henceforth. Okay. So see, apart from these political changes and constitutional changes, let me begin our topic that I was discussing, that the political and constitutional changes transfer the sovereignty of the state from monarchy to the elected representatives of the people. See, when the power will be transferred to elected representatives from here, the modern state, From here modern state developed. Okay, so there are three terms: territorial state, nation state and modern state. It is the nation state from which modern state has evolved. Okay, and under monarchical system we can say that it was territorial state. So from first of all territorial state, and from territorial state nation state developed, and from nation state modern state has developed. See, let me make you people more clear. See, under nation state what has happened? Politically we have seen that Maximilian Robespierre usurped the throne. Under the rule of Maximilian Robespierre, there was one executive, okay, and the head executive was who? Head executive was Maximilian Robespierre himself, and under a directory there were 5 executives that were elected, and these 5 executives these 5 executives were elected only to restrain the powers of single executive, or we can say that this directory was the concept of this directory was developed so as to prevent the concentration of power in one hand. Okay, so a team of 5 directors were appointed so that no one will become dictator. And after Maximilian Robespierre and a rule of directory, we can see that again a dictator named Napoleon Bonaparte usurped the throne, and again he was not elected. Okay, so under nation state a centralized administration was launched. Centralized administrative system were adopted. See, under nation state a centralized administrative system was adopted, and the ruler, as I told, was a kind of dictator, as we have seen in the case of Maximilian Robespierre, Napoleon Bonaparte also. Okay, so under nation state centralized administrative system were adopted, and power was concentrated into one hand at the center, means chief executive. Okay, and under modern state that we have today, we see that power is what? Decentralized. Authority as well as power is decentralized. Means if we take the example of India, then what we see? We see that a central government is there, and of course the authority and power is biased more towards the central government, but there is decentralization of power, means a federal structure of administration has been adopted, means power and authority has been transferred to different administrative units, from central to state, and from state to district, and from district to panchayats and municipalities. The power and authority has been transferred, so that no one will become dictator or authoritative. So the state of today can be called modern state, and it was the nation state when it was ruled by the dictators or authoritarians. Although peoples were united against common cause, because all were starving from food grains, insufficient supply of food grains, as well as they were devoid of political, social and economic rights. That is why they stand together to fight against a common cause. So see, under centralized administrative system that was adopted, of course various steps or measures were taken to build the common sense of identity, and those were what? Apart from this, introduction of common currency, and apart from this, uniform means of measurement and weights were also introduced. Weights and measurement. Uniform weights and measurement system were also adopted. Feudal society was abolished. Manorial dues and custom duties were also abolished. Serfdom were also abolished. Okay, so that citizens could feel equality among themselves. There should not be any privileged class. All should be equal over a territory in which they were residing. Okay, so weights and measurements, uniform weights and measurements were also introduced. Introduction of common currency and manorial dues were also abolished. And the French revolutionaries were filled with them and were motivated and dedicated to force these changes. Whatever they have gained from the revolution, they must enforce these changes in other territories of Europe also. Means they were guided with the zeal to bring changes not only in France but also in their neighborhood, so that human being could understand the values of natural rights. So these revolutionaries undertook a mission, and they thought that their destiny is to liberate the people of Europe from tyranny and despotism, so that they will be able to understand the human values. Okay, so now let me rub this first. See, when the news of the events what was taking place in the France has reached the neighboring countries or neighboring nations, then people of the other nations also got inspired from the events that was taking place in the France. So in the neighboring countries also, that news when got spread in the neighboring nations, then the people or the citizens of the neighboring countries also started forming or establishing Jacobin color to discuss political and social issues in their countries that was taking place. And they also started preparing revolutions. They also started preparing revolutionary activities, just like what has happened in France, and these activities prepared the way for the French armies to come in the neighboring countries like Belgium, Switzerland, Germany, and much more in Italy, Holland, etc. Say, with the establishment of Jacobins Club by the citizens of the neighboring countries and their involvement or their preparation in the revolutionary activities paved the way for the French armies or the Napoleon armies to invade these countries also. And they promised in the beginning that they would bring democracy in these territories. Also. But instead of bringing democracy, what they brought? They brought centralized system of administration. Of course, the changes that was brought in France were also brought in these territories or the territories that was won by the French revolutionary armies. The same kind of administrative changes was also brought in newly won territories also. So what were the kind of changes? We have discussed already that these were introduction of common currencies, uniform weights and measurement systems, abolition of manorial dues and custom duties. These were the administrative changes. So in the beginning, the French armies were welcomed by the citizens of these nations also, and they were in the hope that democracies and various natural rights will be given to them also. And French armies were welcomed as harbingers of liberty, but soon they realized that they were not just the harbingers, they were not the harbingers of liberty, equality and freedom, but on other way the Napoleon army were forcing on them the return of monarchy in another way, because whatever territories or whichever the territories that was won by the French armies sat on the throne their puppets, and these puppets were not the elected persons, but they were the flutterers of the Napoleon's ideology. Means those who were agreeing with the Napoleon's ideology were made rulers. So the territories that was won by the French armies were not ruled by the rulers of the citizens' choice, but that were appointed by the Napoleon Bonaparte, and those rulers were merely puppets into the hands of the Napoleon, or to fulfill the aspirations of the Napoleon Bonaparte to conquer the whole world. That is why the citizens of these nations realized the objectives and the aspirations of the French Revolutionary Army. Okay. So thank you, students.